Good evening, everyone, and welcome to high school baseball here on NCTV Channel 33. I'm Jason Jorgensen along with Phil Albert, and tonight we have for you a Twin Cities Suburban Conference West matchup between the Coon Rapids, the defending AA boys baseball champions. They are struggling this year at 4-8, and they are hosted tonight by the Blaine Bengals, who have a respectable 5-6 records. Now here's Phil Albert with tonight's starting lineups.
Leading off for the Cardinals, number 23, the shortstop Ben Sullivan. We followed by the center fielder Mike George. Batting third, the designated hitter Ben Fruland. Batting fourth, first baseman Matt Tinter. Batting in the 5 slot, the catcher Sean Wilson. Batting sixth, second baseman Jason Flippin. Seventh, the right fielder Josh Langfeld. Batting eighth in left field, number 31 John Young. And batting ninth, number 10, the third baseman Garrett Hagel.
The Blaine outfield goes like this. In left field, the senior number 23, Mac Lennox. In center field, C.G. Shope, who was also a senior, and completing the all-senior outfield for Blaine, Ryan Riley, number 12. Just about underway, the start. Coon Rapids will be facing one of the toughest pitchers in the Twin Cities Suburban Conference, Troy Llewellyn, who is the leader in strikeouts with 48. And he starts Ben Sullivan, the shortstop, off with a strike on the outside corner. Sullivan makes contact toward Nicholson at short. His throw to field is not in time, and Ben Sullivan beats out for the infield hit.
Sullivan showing his wheels on that play, got down there in a hurry. Tough play, slow roller there in short. Coon Rapids had a tough time getting out to an early start. They've started behind in most of their games so far this year.
So the next batter to face Troy Llewellyn, who comes into tonight's game with a 3.25 ERA, will be the center fielder, number 39, the senior Mike George. Llewellyn will have to keep an eye on Sullivan. And the first pitch is outside of Mike George, 1-0 the count. Coon Rapids trying to at least score some runs tonight. They have only scored 1 run in the last 14 innings.
Looks like we're going to have a little strike zone this evening. It's a good thing, keep the game moving though. Don't want it to start dragging out.
Llewellyn has only walked 13 batters this season. That pitch to George is a strike, 1-2 the count. The dimensions here at Joe Quinn Field are 330 down both lines and 380 to center field, so it does take a shot to get out of here. Fastball just missing outside, 2-2. Llewellyn's 48 strikeouts leads the metro area, so he's been very effective this year.
Llewellyn, a very quick worker. Gets up on the mound, gets the ball back, gets ready and throws it back in there. Doesn't waste any time.
On deck, number 28 for Coon Rapids, Jared Wieland.
There goes the runner.
Runner was going to second, the throw, and they got him. An excellent throw by Ryan Woodman as Ben Sullivan was attempting to steal, and he got him down. And they get 2 outs on that pitch as Llewellyn was able to strike out George.
A tough break for the Cardinals, trying to get out to an early start, send the runner on the pitch, hit the old-fashioned double play ball.
So with 2 men out and the base is empty, number 28, Jared Whelan, who is a pitcher tonight for Coon Rapids, will try to get something going against Llewellyn. Looked like the curveball hits the outside of the portion of the plate, 0-1. He makes contact on this one, will drive it into right, we'll see, and he is there to make the catch. Ryan Riley retires Jared Whelan. So a 1-2-3 inning for Troy Llewellyn, who's pitched, as we've said earlier, very well this year. Now Phil will have Blaine's batting order.
All right, for the 5-6 Bengals, leading off and playing center field, number 21, C.G. Shope. Batting second, number 32, and playing second base, Brian Bomstad. Batting third will be the pitcher, Troy Llewellyn. Fourth, right fielder, Ryan Riley. Batting fifth, number 27, catcher Ryan Woodman. Batting sixth, number 44, designated hitter Bill Miller. He'll be hitting for the shortstop Jesse Nicholson. Batting seventh in left field, Mac Lennox. Batting eighth, third base Chris Liebens. And batting ninth and playing first base, Kyle Field.
Well, around the outfield for Coon Rapids in left field will be the senior, number 31, John Young. In center field, another senior, number 39, Mike George. In right field will be number 21, Josh Langfield. Around the infield at number 10, playing third base, will be Garrett Hagel. At shortstop will be number 23, Ben Sullivan. Taking care of the second base duties will be number 24, Jason Flippin. And holding down first base will be number 40, Matt Tinter. Behind the plate is Sean Wilson as usual. And as we said earlier, Jason Whelan will be the pitcher. Coming off a very strong outing. Unfortunately, he took the loss against the very tough Osseo team, which is ranked 5th in this week's St. Paul Pioneer Press baseball poll. He gave up 3 runs, had a complete game, and he allowed 6 hits. So Phil, he should at least have some confidence tonight as he goes to the hill.
Yeah, a lot of tough luck so far for Coon Rapids. They've lost a lot of close games, like you said, and they need to get out to an early start. That's crucial for them. They get behind, they start getting to think that it's the old same thing happening all over again. So really important for the Cardinals to retire the Bengals here very quickly and try and get back up to the plate.
So leading it off for Blaine will be number 21, C.G. Shope. Only batting 158 this year, so Shope looking to get it going. Coach Lowell Kutches giving him the opportunity tonight as he gets to lead off against Wheeland and the rest of the Coon Rapids defense. And the first pitch of the game is a touch inside. A very, very nice crowd on hand tonight. I'm sure with the game being a night game instead of an afternoon one, it allows people who have jobs to get out here to the ballpark and enjoy this one. Fastball, middle of the plate, hit toward third, and the throw to Tinter's in time to retire Shope.
Real nice, easy play for the third baseman, getting in on it there. It's like to have those early in the game to get back in your rhythm.
So Garrett Hagel throws out Shope, 1 away, and Brian Baumstadt batting .421, 8 RBIs. He's third in the conference with 9 runs scored. So he knows what it's like to get on the base and produce for this Bengals ball club. We mentioned earlier about Coon Rapids. In almost all of their games, they've trailed at least by 1 or 2 runs going into the 5th inning. As we see Whelan lands a curveball on Baumstead. 0-1 the count.
Whelan gets a curveball over early. He's going to be tough to hit today. Excuse me, Jason. He starts throwing strikes. He's going to be real tough to hit. That's been his main problem. Has been control most this season. Is fastball high and outside.
Coach Jerry Coast at his main pitches. He is a fastball, curveball pitcher. Has a change if he can get it over. That curveball way inside. 2-1 the count on Baumstadt. Well, giving runners and letting runners reach base has been a problem for Coon Rapids. For one instance, in the Irondale game, they surrendered 17 runners on base without a man even getting a hit. And Baumstead with a solid single into center field as he represents Blaine's first base runner of the game. Good contact on it and took Whelan right up the middle.
He sat there, waited for the fastball that he wanted, and just drove it right back up the middle.
So he continues to swing a hot bat. Batting behind him in the third spot tonight, number 35, the man who's doing the pitching for the Bengals, Troy Llewellyn. He, too, is struggling with the bat. He's only batting .158. Pitch just off the corner, 1-0. Well, when you talk about Troy Llewellyn, this guy was an all-state punter during the football season, averaged over 39 yards per punt. Also was the most valuable offensive player in the Twin Cities Suburban Conference. Wilson able to keep this one in front of him. Runs Baumstead back to first.
Coach Kutch is still showing a lot of, staying behind his players, even though he is struggling at the plate, keeping Llewellyn in the 3 spot. Gives players a lot of confidence, and when the coach believes them, lets them keep playing what they're accustomed to.
Lowell Kutch said Troy Llewellyn just makes this club that much better. There's a look at the coach. Hoping his team can hit the 500 mark tonight. Runner going, Wilson, a good catcher throw, bounced, and it was still able to get Baumstead.
Oh, nice throw there, Wilson.
Even off the bounce, he had enough time to throw out Baumstead, so we've seen both teams try to run early, and they have been unsuccessful.
Now base will be clear for Llewellyn here. See if he can start something with 2 outs now for the Bengals.
3-2 the count. My mistake. Correction on that. Count was 3-0. Llewellyn taking all the way, so that makes the count 3-1. Swung and a high one upstairs, and now the count goes full. And you really wouldn't blame Llewellyn right now, Phil, for swinging for the fences. You've got 2 outs. It would take a couple of base hits to get something going in this inning. You might as well take a crack at it.
That's it. Everybody thinks they're a home run hitter. Got to go for that high fastball. It's the toughest pitch to lay off of. But he lays off that one and takes the walk. So 2 outs. They'll try to get another rally going here for the Bengals. Have a courtesy runner for Llewellyn. It'll be number 30, Todd Kelsenberg, 5'11" junior.
So Kelsenberg will run for Llewellyn. I'm sure they don't want him running around the bases and getting himself tired out for the next inning, because it seems like so many times if you have your pitcher out there running along the bases, at least for the first half of the next inning he pitches, he struggles because he's winded.
Yes, that's quite often the case. Also, a good reason for it is they put in the rule book was to speed up the game for some reason, so he doesn't have to come in, come out, whatever. But a lot of the coaches just use it to get a faster guy on base for the runners, and use it for the catcher also. That really pays off, because the catcher's usually not very fast.
Whalen will throw back to first.
Token toss there, not showing him anything really on his move. Just keep him honest.
Ryan Riley, the seniors at the plate, having a nice year, 3 RBIs and batting .368. Cleanup spot way behind that one from Whalen. And he's down on the count 0-2 with 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the first. Neither team has scored. It was a 1-2-3 inning for Troy Llewellyn in the top of the first inning, and we'll see if Jason Whalen can go through 4 batters and get himself out of this inning. Pitch caught the outside corner of the plate. He turns Riley into a statue to end the bottom of the first. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man is stranded. We played an inning here in Blaine. Neither team has scored. You're watching high school baseball on NCTV, Channel 33. We start the second inning here at Joe Quinn Field in Blaine. A beautiful night for baseball. The wind blew most of the day but subsided right before game time. Temperatures hovering around in the 65-degree range. Just a great night for baseball.
Matt Tinter will be leading it off for Coon Rapids. Big guy, number 40.
He stands at 6'5". Coon Rapids with a lot of size, a lot of height on that team. Fastball from Llewellyn to start the inning is down low, ball 1. And I almost wonder if their hitting problems might be reflected in how tall their players are. Number of players at 6'5", 6'4", 6'3", that just gives the pitcher a bigger area and a bigger strike zone to aim at. Curveball eased over the outside corner of the plate. 1-1 the count. Matt Tinter has been pretty solid in the field this year. Jerry Coe said he's probably been their most consistent player.
Coon Rapids is just looking for something to push them over the hump. They've been in every game, pretty much every game they've played in. They need that. They're not getting that big clutch hit that they got last year. It took them all the way to state champions.
He makes contact on this one. Will drive it toward right. Riley's in the area, and he's able to make the catch. Second time he's got a fly out in right field, so 1 away.
Looked like he came inside and jammed him on the pitch, and easy fly ball to right field. Catcher Sean Wilson's up now for Coon Rapids.
Sean Wilson, who's either caught or he has pitched for this team. He's 2-0 as a pitcher this year. It's 3 or 4 complete games, and he is a knuckleballer on the staff.
Something you don't usually see anymore. Knuckleballers have gone the way of the dinosaur lately, but they're starting to come back.
Especially in high school baseball.
Yes. Tough pitch to master, but once you get it, it's a tough pitch to hit also.
Swing and a miss by Wilson. 1-1 the count. So Llewellyn has knocked down the first four batters he has faced. Contact again, this one in foul territory. Field will chase it. And this one is not contained by the ballpark. Lands over in the Coon Rapids bullpen. So 1-2. We knew coming in Llewellyn likes to throw the heat, and the right-handed batters of Coon Rapids are having trouble catching up to it.
Really tough, too, if he changes speeds on you, throws the curveball. That's tough to adjust to. So see a lot of the balls hit the right field today, and jammed a lot on the inside part of the plate. Does a good job spotting his pitches.
As you can see, very, very large crowd on hand as time is called.
Looks like Wilson got tired of waiting for Llewellyn there in the batter's box, asked the umpire for time.
So we'll see what Llewellyn offers on the 1-2 pitch and the curveball. That one got away from him.
It's way high. It looked like it slipped out of his hands.
There's a look at Sean Wilson, one of the 3 players returning that saw some playing time last year. The team was just filled with so many talented seniors that a lot of these younger players didn't get a chance to play. So this is really their first year playing ball, and you can understand why they have struggled a little bit as they have. Contact again, this one towards center field. Shope and Bomstad is unable to make the catch as they collide on the air. Wilson very alertly sneaks up to second base, and Coon Rapids has their first base runner in scoring position tonight.
Excellent job by Wilson running that one out. A lot of coaches tell players when you're younger, always run it out no matter what happens. Never know what could happen. There is just a lack of communication by the center fielder, by Shope and by Shope. No, didn't call him off. Now we'll see that courtesy runner. There you see it again.
See the replay, and they just didn't know which one was going to take it, and that's what results.
It's the job of center fielder. He's got to call off the second baseman if he's got the play of it. He's considered the quarterback out there.
So taking Wilson's spot on second base will be number 7, John Croteau, a reserve outfielder. And at the plate, trying to drive him in, is number 24, Jason Flippin, who's playing second base tonight. Pitch from the left-hander is in the dirt, 1-0. And if Coon Rapids was looking for any kind of break, it's probably in the neighborhood of what they were looking for. Easy pop-up that wasn't handled by the second baseman and the center fielder. Lands a pitch, evens up the count at 1-1. Earlier in the season, I was talking to Coach Lowell Cutchin, and he really was insistent on his team improving their defense. Had the error there. Their biggest game of errors was 4 against Champlin Park. One team you do not want to have any errors against, as they are tough enough as it is.
Yeah, big elements with baseball. But you get the pitching and defense to get that to come together, so you got it solid. The hitting will come around. It'll come around sooner or later. Pitch by line.
He crossed him up on that one. So he strikes out Flippin, the second K victim of the night for Llewellyn.
Langfeld steps to the plate now, right fielder.
First left-hander we've seen in the Coon Rapids lineup tonight. This year they're scoring less than 4 runs per game. Last year, their championship season, they averaged over 8 runs per game and had 8 hitters batting over 350. So really a tale of 2 seasons at the plate. And Llewellyn continues to get that first pitch across. That really helps out any pitcher in any league when you stay ahead in the count.
Yeah, when you're ahead in the count like that, it's pretty much you got them eating out of your hands. Slow chopper to second.
Bomstad, he bobbled it. Still has time, will flip the field. And we're through the top of the second inning. They get 1 run, or not 1 run, they get a man on second base due to the error. They're unable to advance him. And neither team has scored as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Well, other games in the Twin Cities Suburban Conference today. Anoka, the Tornadoes travel. They travel and took on White Bear Lake this afternoon. The big game of the conference, or it was a non-conference affair, number 5 Osseo went on the road and took on Hill Murray. The Pioneers are ranked 10th this season. Champlin Park, who was one of the conference favorites, has struggled a bit. They played and took on a very tough Irondale team. Stillwater was at Park Center. Forest Lake, who was runner-up last year in the championship game to Coon Rapids. They take on a pretty decent Roseville team. And Mounds View was at Elk River. So a lot of baseball was played earlier today. This is the last game of the night. And hopefully we see a good one. Both of these teams jockeying for position in the conference standings. Blaine currently in 4th place. Coon Rapids in 6th. They've already lost. Those 8 losses are already more losses than they suffered all of last year when they went 23-6.
Of course, both teams trying to get some sort of streak going before the playoffs here. Once you start to get on a roll, it seems like you can't lose, and before you know it, you're in the playoffs, and you start knocking off teams you shouldn't be beating and start getting big heads, and all of a sudden you find yourself in the state championship. That's all it takes. It's a couple of wins back-to-back, and start believing in yourselves.
Well, if Coon Rapids is looking for any glimmer of hope, they can look at Forest Lake last year, who was 7-9. They had struggled through most of their season. Then they got hot toward the end of the year, won 9 straight games, and ended up losing eventually in the championship game 4-2 against the Cardinals. So, you know, a team they took on, Phil, they did it. There's nothing that says they can't do it as well.
Ryan Woodman will lead it off for the Bengals here. Catcher number 27. Excellent defensive catcher. He's played that most of the year.
What makes him tough behind the plate is that he's very good on his feet at keeping things in front of him. That really gives the confidence to the pitchers to know that they can throw whatever they want, and even if they miss, he's not going to let it get behind him. Contact toward the right side. The shortstop is up with it. He'll flip to Tinter, and 1 away. Sullivan able to handle that ground ball easily.
Nice, easy chopper. Hits semi-hard towards the hole. Routine play for the shortstop. For the shortstop.
Sullivan started out the year slowly at shortstop, but he's really become a vacuum of late. Strong defense anchoring down that left side of the infield. Now Jason Whalen will have to face the leading hitter in the Twin Cities suburban western portion of the conference, Bill Miller. Miller batting just unbelievable, batting .517. Fouls this one back right in front of us, 0-2 the count. He had an unbelievable Saturday, or the Saturday portion of the Blaine baseball tournament a couple weeks ago, where he went 5 of 8. He just swings, you know, he's a big kid, he's got some power behind him, and he's been on fire. That batting average was over 600 earlier in the year. But at that time, he let the curveball go right by him, and he strikes out.
Nice pitch there. Got him to got him to lock his knees on that one, bend back. Excellent curveball right over the plate.
He was DHing for the shortstop, Jesse Nicholson, and he turns out to be the second strikeout victim of the night for Jason Whalen.
Both pitchers seem to be on their game tonight. Both of them have 2 strikeouts already. Helps when the umpire's calling strike, or as a liberal strike zone. Already been 3 strikeouts where they've taken the 3rd strike, and can't have that. Got to be up there swinging the bat.
Whalen's first pitch to number 23, Mac Lennox, is a strike. Lennox batting .263 this year, 3 runs driven in. All the way up and down this lineup, it's been someone different every game for Blaine. Never really the same person that gets the big hits in the game. It's always somebody either from the top of the order, the bottom of the order, that gets a hit for Lowcutch's team. 1-1 pitch is fouled off.
Like to have that nice balance up and down the lineup, so rally comes around, you got the bottom of the order coming up, you know that somebody around there is going to be able to pull out a hit for you. You got a lineup where you got top 4 guys are great, but you get to the bottom, that's 5 outs right there.
And they can pitch around your good hitters, and that can really limit your offense. Got a hold of that curveball.
Way ahead of that one.
Pulled it foul down the left field line. Smoked it past his coach. And the count's 1-2.
Good change of speeds. Excellent job by Whalen. Comes with a fastball and throws a curveball there. You could see he was way out ahead of the pitch.
So we'll see what he delivers this time. Up high and outside, 2-2 the count. And Lennox will check the sign with Coach Cutchins. Well, pitching has not been a problem for Coon Rapids. They've gotten 5 complete games from their starters. That was a question mark before the season after they lost Brandon Grubner and Mike Pelkey, who won a combined 19-2 last year, pitching staff for Coon Rapids. So they really were looking for some people to step up, and they have got the pitching. It's just been they have not gotten consistent hitting from their lineup. And Lennox able to spoil that one.
Lennox doing an excellent job of staying alive here, fighting off the pitches that are close and waiting for the one he can hit. Three-two count, 2 outs.
So we'll see if Lennox can draw the second walk of the game against Wayland. Right-hander delivers and takes up high. It's all Lennox is aboard.
Nice job of working out a walk there. Fouled off like 3 or 4 pitches. Excellent job fighting off the bad ones and takes the walk. So Blaine has another chance for a 2-out rally here. Up steps third baseman Chris Liebens.
Liebens batting .294, 4 RBIs. One of 3 underclassmen to start for Blaine tonight. The other being Jesse Nicholson, who is a sophomore, and Kyle Field, who is also a junior, as is Liebens, started at first tonight. See the lead by Lennox. And this one gets by Wilson, and Lennox will move to second easily. So Lennox moves up to second on the rare miss by Sean Wilson.
Just like that, got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Now base hit, something funny happens. Blaine's on the board.
We'll see what Liebens can do.
Wait on deck, Kyle Field.
Something we forgot to mention tonight, the umpires behind home plate is Ray Bakke, and umpiring the field is Lauren Gladwell. So we get their names passed along. Fastball right over the outside edge, 1-1 the count. We're in the bottom of the second. Neither team has scored. A man on second base. 2 outs, and Liebens at the plate. Gets a hold of this one, sends it towards Sullivan. Got a glove on it, rifles the throw to Tinter, able to hold on, and in the second inning. So no runs, a man left, no hits. We go to the top of the third inning. Neither team has scored as Llewellyn and Wayland continue to baffle the batters here on high school baseball on NCTV Channel 33. We'll look at the backstop here at Joe Quinn Field. A very nice crowd on hand. You also get to see the announcements. I'm Jason Jorgensen along with Phil Albert, and we get set to start the top of the third inning. Due up to face pitcher Troy Llewellyn, number 31 John Young, number 10 Garrett Hagel, and then the top of the order Ben Sullivan, the shortstop. And he'll start the inning off with the curveball on the outside corner of the plate. And we see Llewellyn ahead in the count once again. Young makes contact. This one over by us, over our heads. Didn't even see that one. Hit it up into the O-zone. John Young standing up there, along with Sullivan and Wilson. The only players to see some action last year. Went 3-2 as a pitcher. Had a no-hitter against St. Paul Humboldt. And was all conference this past fall in football. And this winter in baseball.
Check swing. Appealed to first base. Umpire said he went. Throw it down and got him.
So Young is out, 1 away.
Both pitchers cruising so far. Llewellyn's got 3 strikeouts, Whelan with 2.
And the thing that's really helped them out is they're not really walking anybody. They're keeping the counts low, and they're getting their pitches in there. And if the batters are making contact, for the most part, except for Baumstad's 1 hit, everything hit's been at somebody.
It's a good point. It's best to keep the pitch count down low so you can go farther. Throw less pitches.
Hagel will square to bunt. Got by him. Count 1-1. Pulling this. There's a look at Jerry Coe in his second season as the skipper of the Coon Rapids Cardinals. Picked a fine time to start coaching last year.
Yeah,
his first
he certainly
year.
did.
Gets the state championship. Fastball.
That one fouled straight back over our heads.
Well, again.
Count now goes to 1-2.
Batters having a lot of trouble keeping up with Troy Llewellyn's fastball, as a lot of hitters have so far this season. Hagel playing third base tonight. The Spring Lake Park game a couple weeks ago, got in the later innings, scored a couple runs, got himself on base, and was very productive in the limited playing time he had in that ball game. So he does know how to get on base.
Hit a slow roller there down the third baseline, foul. Count remains 1-2.
So we'll see if Llewellyn comes back with his heat this time. He does, but it's low. 2-2.
Excellent night for baseball so far. Temperature's dropping a little, but it's very nice. Caught him looking.
Third strike. Another strikeout for Llewellyn. That's his third victim of the night.
Coaches can't be happy right now. Too many guys standing up there with their bats on their shoulders. You got to be up there swinging the bat. Nothing's going to happen by keeping the bat on your shoulders. Can't hit the ball that way.
I'm sure none of the Coon Rapids players would agree with this point, but knowing that Llewellyn is such a strikeout artist, he may intimidate batters, maybe along the same lines as maybe a Roger Clemens or a Randy Johnson in the major leagues. Ben Sullivan up there, the shortstop, makes contact, and this one will get into center field, and that's the first hit of the night for Coon Rapids.
Solid single up the middle there. Looked like I believe it was a curveball, took it straight back up the box. So the best thing you can do with a curveball is hit it right back up the middle. That's a good point you made, Jason. Earlier in the game, I heard a few of the Coon Rapids players commenting about how they were disappointed to hear that Llewellyn was throwing against them tonight.
Well, there's the center fielder, number 39, Mike George. Struck out his first time at bat. We'll try to do something here with Sullivan on first and 2 outs, and way ahead of that changeup from Llewellyn.
George doesn't exactly have your everyday baseball stance that you see for most of the players. Gets down, crouches real low. He's got some big legs, so he tries to utilize them when he swings.
Nice job of Woodman at keeping that one in front of him and not letting Sullivan scamper over to second base.
Neither pitchers had to work too much out of the stretch tonight. Been able to stay in some rhythm with the windup. Looks like Llewellyn has a little trouble with his control when he goes to the stretch.
Curveball missing, 2-1.
Common place to miss when you have a runner on first base and you're working from the stretch is high and outside.
And if you're going to miss, it's better to miss away than miss toward the batter, where you could have some real trouble.
Counts even at 2-2 now. 2 outs here in the third inning. George at the plate.
And Llewellyn trying to end it, and he swings and a miss, and guess what? Llewellyn gets another strikeout. Well, his season high has been 13 batters in 7 innings. And you say that's pretty impressive, but in a game in outstate Minnesota last week between a couple of single A teams, one pitcher through 174 pitches, went 12 innings, struck out 25 batters.
That's it?
Yeah, that's
25?
it.
Yeah.
You figure 184 pitches. The average for a major league pitcher, if they go a complete game, is about 150.
Yeah, and that's considered high. So
yeah. And the losing pitcher, he went 12 innings and gave up 3 runs and took the loss, and well, he only struck out 8.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. You strike out 8 batters and get overshadowed.
But in any case,
Bengals will... Sorry, Jason, go ahead.
In any case, Llewellyn can mow down batters just as well as anybody around the area.
Bengals will have the start out with the number 9 hitter Kyle Field, and then they'll go back to the top of the order with Shope and Baumstad. Field was one of the ERA leaders in the conference against Spring Lake Park. 2 for 2, 2 RBIs and 2 walks. Solid game. Now steps up to the plate.
And he is batting .200 this season with no home runs and no RBIs. Only 2 balls have been hit out of parks by Blaine batters. Llewellyn has 1 home run, and Baumstad has the other. So not a lot of power. And Whalen's first pitch of the inning is down and low for ball 1. Wayland only a junior. And he's continued his strong pitching performance from the Osseo game into this game. Field, the big swing and the miss, 1-1 the count.
Whalen has a classic pitcher style, the nice leg kick, and uses his legs very well when he throws a ball. Nice extension. That one's fouled straight back over our truck back here. Out of play. Count goes to 1-2.
So Field now will have to protect the outside corner of the plate from Whalen's fastball if he chooses to go there. As we mentioned before, Field only a junior. Swings at that one. That was a pitch out of the strike zone. Tinter will make the play himself. Field did a nice job of hustling down the line and almost got on board as Tinter waited on the dribbler, and it almost cost him a base runner.
That's one of those where it's hit between pitcher and first baseman. They look at each other, say, you got it, I'll take it. But Tinter took control, got the ball, and stepped on the base. Easy play for a first baseman. Now stepping up for the, excuse me, Jason.
Now leading off, or the leadoff hitter, number 21, C.G. Shope.
Grounded out to third in his first at-bat.
Shope, an honorable mention, All-State quarterback during the fall. All-Conference quarterback. Passed for over 900 yards. Threw 12 touchdowns. He led that very, very good Blaine Bengal baseball or football team this fall. First pitch from Wayland is a strike. He has missed some games. 2 games he missed in the Blaine baseball tournament against Rochester Mayo and Spring Lake Park. He was sick those 2 times, so trying to find his rhythm. And he struggled so far this year, only batting .158. Well, with teams not scoring this game, that's no surprise. Blaine has not scored over 4 runs since April 23rd, and we have already commented on Coon Rapids' inability to get base runners past home plate. So 2-1 the count on Shope. Bottom of the third, and neither team has scored. Makes contact, sends it up the middle, and neither Sullivan nor the second baseman, Flippin, are able to get to it, and Shope has the base hit.
One of those balls that looked like it had eyes. Got past the pitcher and split the second baseman and the shortstop for a single up the middle for Shope. Maybe he'll start to break out of his season-long schneid so far.
And a great place to hit the ball. If it would have been to the left of second base, I'm sure Sullivan would have had a good shot at it. And Flippin would have had a shot at it as well if it would have been to the right of second base. So 1 out, a man on, and Brian Baumstad will step up. His first time at the plate, he reached and then was thrown out attempting to steal second base on a fine throw by the Coon Rapids catcher, Sean Wilson. Whalen throws back to first, and the runner is back. You would expect Shope, if he was a quarterback for the football team, he probably has good speed. They try to bunt. This one is trouble, and Baumstad cannot lay down the bunt. And that gets back to fundamentals, and he's very upset with himself.
Yeah, that's one of the big things you got to do when you're called on. Get the bunt down. You got to get the bat head down and get the ball on the ground. Got underneath that one, popped it up.
So unable to come through. That's the second out of the inning and Troy Llewellyn, who walked his first time he faced Jason Whalen. Blaine's probably fortunate they didn't send Shope, otherwise that would have been double play material and that could have ended the inning. Hit to Sullivan, should be the inning. He'll throw to Flippin, who covers second. And that is the end of the third inning. We go to the fourth. It's a pitcher's duel between Coon Rapids and Blaine. Neither team has scored as we head to the top of the fourth.
Welcome back. We're at the top of the fourth inning here. Score is 0-0. We got a pitcher's duel going. For the Cardinals, they'll have the middle part of the order with Fruland, Tinter, and Wilson coming up. 3 hits so far for the Bengals, or excuse me, 3 hits, yes, so far for the Bengals and only 2 for Coon Rapids. As Fruland steps into the box, he's DH tonight for the pitcher, Jared Whalen. Llewellyn looks, kicks and fires. Fastball missed down and away, 1-0.
Well, Fruland started out the season very hot. He was swinging a hot bat, had a 2-run double in the bottom of the 7th inning to win the game. He drove in the winning runs against Anoka. But since then, he has cooled off. He also was having trouble out in the field in the early portions of the game, or of the season, and he has since corrected that problem.
Kicks and fires, fastball missed outside. Count 2-1. As mentioned before, both pitchers like to work quickly. They get the ball back and get right going again. Llewellyn kicks and fires. Curveball, right over there. Makes count 2-2. Neither team real happy with the calls by the umpire, but got to get used to it. He's established a strike zone. Once again, kicked and fired, 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, curveball, and he struck him out.
He really has it going tonight. He's got his fastball working. He's came with the change a couple times, and that time Fruland looked at the curveball.
Spotting his pitch is real nice so far tonight. It's only his 6th strikeout so far, so he's about right on pace to hit his average. Tinter steps up for the Cardinals, first baseman. Taking his time stepping into the box here. Llewellyn looks at the sign, kicks and fires. Waved at and missed. Wasn't even close on that one.
I don't think it was even close to the strike.
No, he's kind of looked foolish on that one. Closed his eyes and swung.
Really no surprise, Llewellyn has been as accurate as he has been tonight. He has only walked 13 batters all season long. So he's not one of those guys that just locks and loads like Mitch Williams. He's got control as well.
Another swing on and miss by Tinter, 0-2. He looks like he's up there swinging away. That can be calling on strikes like the rest of the team so far.
There's 2 ways you can look at it. One, you can be up there waiting for the pitches, wanting to see what the pitcher's got, if he's having control problems. But tonight, that is not the thing to do. You're going to have to get up there. If you want a base hit, you're going to have to earn it against Troy Llewellyn.
There he goes, line drive, base hit to center field. Right on that pitch. The best hit so far of the game. Looks like his strategy paid off there. Now up for the Cardinals will be the catcher, Sean Wilson. He's batting in the fly slot today. Tinter not really a threat to steal on first base.
And as soon as you say that, Phil, he will be on.
Yes, it's usually how it happens.
He will motor down the line, attempting to steal second.
So Cardinals trying to get a little something going here in the top half of the 4th. 1 out, Tinter on first. Llewellyn kicks and fires. Nice off-speed pitch there, strike 1. Boy, Llewellyn mixing his pitches very well so far today.
Very, very tough pitcher and very, very good athlete.
Looks and fires again. Ball in the dirt, gets past the catcher. And there, just like we said, Tinter ends up on second base on the wild pitch. Woodman couldn't keep it in front of him.
And that's the second man to reach second base so far in this game for Coon Rapids.
Well, that's a tough pitch, so that bounced a couple feet in front of the plate. That's something that the catcher can't really help about. Those ones that will just pop right over your head. So Coon Rapids are getting a rally going here in the top half of the fourth inning. Tinter on second, one out.
I think what helped Woodman on that pitch was that the backstop is so close here at Blaine that it really allows the catcher to catch up to it and to get behind him.
Shot towards the hole, it's short. They're going to third to get the tag, and he's out at third. Base running mistake there by the Cardinals.
And a good play by the shortstop, Jesse Nicholson. He's only a sophomore, but he's played so much baseball, part of an AAU team past summer that had a lot of success, and that shows. You know, maybe a younger shortstop would have tried to go to first, but realizing, you know, this could be a low-scoring game, keeping that runner off third base, which is 90 feet closer from second base, that's a big play.
Yeah, it's a much easier play for the shortstop to make. And Coon Rapids, those are kind of mistakes that they've been making all year. That's why haven't been able to get it going this year. Now batting is the second baseman, Jason Flippin. He takes a fastball on the inside half for a strike.
I'm sure Troy Llewellyn, one thing that has to be helping him, you see this big crowd, that pumps you up. You see people come to the ballpark to see a play, I mean, that makes you want to perform at your best. He's got it going tonight.
To bunt. Got him caught in the run down, throw to second, and he's out. Looked like they had just a bunt and run or just a steal there, couldn't quite tell. Either way, they get the play at second, put out 2-6 to end the top half of the fourth inning. Score remains 0-0 here. Coming up for the Bengals will be Riley, Woodman, and Miller.
They really ran themselves out of that inning.
Literally, yes.
Tinter got the solid shot to center field. Then they get the base running mistake at third. Then they are unable to execute the offensive play at home plate, and it literally costed them an inning.
Yes, it certainly did. I mean, that's stuff that, like we were talking about earlier, that's the difference between this year and last year. When they do have the opportunities, which isn't very often lately, they haven't been making the most of it.
And what Jerry Coe said in the paper, he said last year, with the lineup we had, we were able to put pressure on people. You know, they had to play an almost perfect game sometimes to beat Coon Rapids. This year, it's the exact reversal. Coon Rapids has been the team that has been behind for the most part going into the later innings, and they have had to play every play like it was do or die, and that takes effect on you mentally.
Exactly. You got to take advantage of those opportunities that you get because they're so few and far between. So we go to the bottom half of the fourth inning here for the Bengals. Ryan Riley, the right fielder, will be up. In his first at-bat tonight, he struck out looking. One of the two Tigers to do so, or Bengals to do so this game. Whalen kicks and fires. Fastball hit to the gap, or hit to the right fielder. Line drive, caught. Nice little diving play there.
Nice play by number 21, Josh Langfield. Coming up with the nice grab in right field.
That was a nice little sinking liner. Those are sometimes tough to judge, but he did an excellent job in doing so. Had him played perfectly.
No surprise that Langfeld would make that play, as he was all conference in football as a split end and was also all conference this past winter in hockey.
Excellent athlete. Did a lot of three-sport athletes out here for Blaine. Now stepping in the box, catcher Ryan Woodman. He grounded out short in his first at-bat. Whalen kicks and fires. Fastball missed low and outside. 1-0 the count. Wastes no time, kicks and fires, misses again outside. Count 2-0.
I know Coach Jerry Coe wants his hitting to come around, but he's got to be pleased at the way this pitching staff is materializing. And you know, the old adage, good pitching usually will beat good hitting.
Exactly.
Just a matter of time. Just a matter of time before the Coon Rapids bats come around.
Yeah, that's the way you got to look at it. You keep the pitching and defense stay there. You're going to keep the runs down to a minimum. You don't got to score a lot of runs. It'll come around sooner, or it'll come out eventually. Whalen fires again, misses high, and he walks him on 4 straight. Uncharacteristic for Whelan so far. Something he hasn't done very often, or hasn't happened at all tonight. Walked on 4 straight pitches. That'll bring up Big Bill Miller, the designated hitter.
And I think catcher Sean Wilson is going to go out to Jared Whelan and say, hey, don't let that pitch bother you. Don't let that at-bat bother you. You know, you've done a great job so far, but you have to be careful with the conference's leading hitter coming up to the plate.
Joe Miller, small fellow at 6'3", 250 pounds. He's a junior. Nicholson went out to, or Joe Nicholson running for Woodman, courtesy runner for the catcher. So again, you get the faster runner running for the slower catcher. Miller struck out looking in his first at-bat.
Nicholson has not seen a lot of opportunities at the plate, so here's a chance for him to shine on the bases.
Whelan misses again. Having trouble finding the strike zone. He's throwing 5 straight balls here. He was cruising all the way up till this inning. Misses high and inside. Looks like they got their signs crossed, catcher, or between pitcher and catcher. Almost looked like Wilson was looking for a pitch out. Time has been called.
And I think Jerry Coe wants to nip this thing right in the bud.
Go ahead.
Wants to settle down Whelan, giving him a pat on the back there, saying, you know, don't worry about it. You know, maybe it could be something with his mechanics. Could be tiring a bit after going 7 innings last week against a very good Osseo team. Or it could just be mental.
Any one of the 3. Probably also talking to him and the catcher Wilson about making sure they got their signs straight. We have once again 1 out here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Riley led off the inning with a fly ball to right. Woodman walked on 4 straight pitches, and now Miller's up with a count 2-0.
And I'm sure neither team wants to lose this game, especially if it's close. It could be a heartbreaker, one of those games that helps get you over the hump.
Or puts you back under if you're on the opposite side of the pendulum. Takes a ball, 3-0 now.
He has to be careful right here what he throws Miller. If it's a mistake, it's going to be a base hit.
He finally gets one in there for a strike, 3-1 the count. I'm sure Miller is licking his chops on that one. Coach probably gave him the take sign, try to get a big inning here. I'm sure he'll be swinging if it's anywhere near the strike zone on this one. Set in the pitch. Missed low and outside, and he walked him. 2 walks in a row. That'll get a Coach Gray here go through 3 straight innings of almost perfect baseball by Whelan, and then comes here in the 4th inning. It's like it's a different pitcher. Can't find the strike zone.
And I think that's why baseball is so popular. That's the human element. You know, you never know from inning to inning, from game to game, what a pitcher, what a hitter will do.
Exactly. Now Blaine trying to get a big inning going here. Lennox will bat with 2 on. Left fielder. Whelan sets, checks the runner on second. Again, and a delivery. Strike right down the middle. That's the pitch he was looking for. Wilson gave him a little nod there to let him know. Hopefully he'll get himself back in the groove here. Next. Whelan set again. Looks the runner back and fires. Curveball missed high. A few of the fans upset about that call, but it's clearly high.
If you're the home team, you want that to be a ball. If you're the road team, you think you're getting a hat.
Exactly. Missed inside. Nice pitch, but couldn't find a strike zone. Count 2-1. Don't know why he got away from the fastball there. Starting to mess around when you've had trouble throwing strikes like that. You just got to go right after him. Say, here it is, try and hit it. Line up in the pitch. Outside corner, strike 2.
Looks like he still has his fastball working for him, but it's been his curve and his changeup which continues to miss this inning. And if he can't land those 2 pitches, then the Blaine batter is going to be setting back, just waiting for that fastball.
That's a big mistake that young pitchers make, is they try to they mess around early in the count, throw curveballs and changeups. You got to get ahead early in order for that to work. Here's the delivery, missed outside.
Every pitch really needs to have a purpose.
That's exactly right. You set it up early in the game.
That's when you get that communication going between the catcher and the pitcher. They know exactly how they want to handle each hitter coming up to the plate.
3-2 count now. Here's a payoff pitch by Whalen. Checks the runners, throw. The ball's in the dirt, and he walked him. Oh, got himself in a jam here. Walking the bases loaded. So now the sacks are juiced here for the third baseman, Chris Liebens.
And now what hurts the most for Jared Whalen is when he loads up the bases, this being a scoreless game, his infielders and his outfielders as well look like they're going to come in.
Yeah, you don't want to give up that run.
Anything on the ground, they're going home, and that naturally increases the batting percentage or the hitting percentage of the batter at the plate by a good 50 points.
Looks like what they're going to do is they're going to have the corners up in the middle back, so if a ground ball is short or second, they're going to spin 2 up the middle. Go ahead. Anything first or third, they're going to be going home with it. This is loaded. Only 1 out. And at the plate, the third baseman, Chris Liebens. He's got to be licking his chops here. Warming up in the bullpen. What, Jason?
See there in the Coon Rapids bullpen, number 30, the junior, Carl Ogren. We saw him earlier this year. He started the game against Spring Lake Park. That was his first outing of the season, and things did not go well for Ogren. He was hit hard and often by Spring Lake Park as he went unable to make it through the third inning.
Line up and the delivery. Chopper back to the hill. Home for 1 and force. On to first. Double play. Oh, the pitcher's best friend bailed him out there. The 1-2-3 double play. And our score after 4 innings of play, still tied at 0-0.
That was exactly what he wanted.
Oh man, that's why they call it the pitcher's best friend. He got bailed out there.
He could not have gotten anything better than that. Got the ground ball from Liebens. We played 4 here at Blaine. Neither team has scored. We head to the top of the 5th inning. The fifth inning has already started here at Joe Quinn Field. Neither team has scored. Troy Llewellyn on the hill.
Well, and seems like there's 2 different strike zones here for the teams. That pitch looked like it missed outside, but if umpire called it in there.
And Jason Flippin is the batter. He got a reprieve on the 0-2 pitch. Count goes to 1-2. This one hit at the shortstop Nicholson, and he did not charge the baseball, and it costs him on the air as Flippin is aboard. And we've seen that before on the left side of the infield here at Blaine. And he got the air charged to Jesse Nicholson. We saw in a game earlier in the season, Blaine and Rochester Mayo, where the Rochester Mayo shortstop continued to sit and would not play the ball over at shortstop. And in this infield, if you don't charge the ball, it does not take a true hop over there, and that's what it looked like it did on Nicholson. So the man on first, number 21, Josh Langfield, the right fielder, the left-hander up there, and he fouls off Llewellyn's first offering. So 0-1 the count on Langfield. He's already made a nice play in the outfield on a diving catch earlier today. And he'll try to get a base hit here. Squares the bunt. Good bunt. And Llewellyn tried to get a little fancy with the bounce, just scooped his glove, came up with air, and that is the second air of the inning on Blaine. The first one on the shortstop Nicholson. This time Llewellyn commits the air. So last inning we saw Jared Whalen load up the bases, and now Blaine is trying to get themselves into their own hole by the first 2 men who came to the plate this inning by giving up the airs.
Yeah, it looks like, or that wasn't a great bunt by Langfield on that one. It was right back to the pitcher, and the pitcher Llewellyn tried to swing and get the double play ball, and that's a mistake. You got to make sure you get the ball first and then decide where you're going to throw it.
I think he was so surprised that it bounced right back up to him like that. He was thinking double play all the time.
Yep.
And he forgot about the ball.
Exactly. So now Coon Rapids trying to get a mini rally going here.
And they've got John Young, number 31, the senior left fielder. Want a guy at the plate, trying to get ahead. He'd be the guy for Coon Rapids. And the first pitch from Llewellyn slides inside for ball 1.
Now Coon Rapids now has got to get runs out of this inning. They have 2 on, nobody out. They both reached on on Bengal errors. We wouldn't be surprised here to see him bunt again, or try and bunt again. Get 2 runners in scoring position with only 1 out, and the top of the order just around the corner.
And you never know how Jared Whalen's going to pitch next inning. I mean, really, he got lucky to get out of that inning with no runs scored.
Exactly. And there is the bunt popped up down the first baseline, but if it lands foul.
Another bunt that was popped up that wasn't executed.
That's what makes separates the good teams from the bad teams. Those that can do the fundamentals. Got to get the bunt down. Just put it in play.
Fouled bunt makes the count 1-2. Young trying to hang in there against Llewellyn. Darkness beginning to set here on Joe Quinn Field as the lights are really beginning to take effect. He'll square the bunt again and watch it go high, 2-2.
Taking a chance there, trying to bunt with 2 strikes. Could be just a decoy, maybe not. But you got to get those runners over now. Make sure you put it in play somehow.
He needs something to the right side of the infield with doing the most amount of good. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out.
Oh, that's huge strikeout.
And that's really a weapon for Llewellyn. Either if his fielders make an error and he gets himself in trouble, he has the ability to just strike out the side, and in the inning, no harm done.
It's quality of a good pitcher is when you see that happen, you see guys get errors, you have a tendency to start putting your head down and say, geez, these guys aren't doing a job for me and all this. He didn't do that. He came right at him, struck out the next hitter, and said, I'm going to bail us out on this one, guys. So we got 2 on and now 1 out.
And Garrett Hagel, number 10, the third baseman, is the batter. Swung at the first offering and fouled it off. Woodman able to hang on to it, 0-1.
Looks like he wasn't quite sure about swinging on that one before he decided it was too late.
That error by Llewellyn was the 3rd error of the game. Blaine's high for errors this season was 4 against Champlain Park. Another swing and a miss, 0-2.
Just like that, when things are looking good for Coon Rapids, they're 1 strike away from having 2 out, 2 on here. Once again, fundamentals, not being able to get the bunt down could hurt Coon Rapids here.
Now Llewellyn has you where he wants you. 0-2, he can throw any number of pitches. He threw the curveball that time, and Hagel swung through it, another K.
Big pitch right there by Llewellyn. Bailing his team out. Now there's 2 outs. Runners haven't moved from where they were standing.
In the strikeout category, with his 48, the closest player, I forget what team it was from, had 41. I think Llewellyn is making a point that he does not want anyone to catch up to him. I'm sure he's proud of the number of strikeouts he gets. Kind of a macho thing.
It's kind of a guy thing, I guess you could call it.
Pitch outside, 1-0. Standing in there is number 23, Ben Sullivan. We got a single last time he faced Llewellyn.
Missed again, 2-0. Once again, those fundamentals separate the good teams from the bad teams. 2 straight strikeouts and inability to get the bunt down. And just great pitching by Llewellyn.
But Sullivan had a solid shot his last time at the plate, so we'll see what he does against Llewellyn. Gets a solid shot again, a rocket in the center field. Shope will track it down and make the catch. So after Coon Rapids got 2 runners on thanks to a couple of errors, they had no outs. Things look promising. Llewellyn strikes out 2, gets the fly out to center field, and still we are scoreless as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. There's been a lot, and most of the base runners have been due to the errors. So both pitchers doing a very excellent job. We'll see what Whalen does this inning. They'll have to face
the bottom, their field will lead it off for the Bengals, number 9 here, and then they'll swing it back to the top of the order. They'll get their 3rd look at Whalen tonight.
This is usually, if a team's going to break out against a pitcher, the 3rd or 4th time around is when they tend to get the bats up and going.
The more times you see the pitcher, the better off you are. You know what he's going to throw you.
And you can remember what he did to you the last time at bat, which is a key to hitting. You have to remember, what your strategy is going to be against a certain pitcher and what he got you out with the last time you were at the plate.
Field took a strike on the first pitch. Fouls off the curveball on the second. Quickly 0-2. Looks like Whalen's bounced back here very nicely from last inning. Double play might have got him pumped up again and got him his confidence back.
Fields' first time to the plate. He grounded out against Whalen, so he's not made solid contact tonight. Thought about going for that one, but kept a good eye, watched it hit the dirt right in front of the plate. And he stays alive. I think the big crowd tonight, there's a bit of a rivalry here between Coon Rapids and Blaine. Both schools fairly close together. They're conference rivals, and the fans have shown out in full force tonight. This one toward third. Up quickly with his Hagel. He'll throw to Tinter, and Field is gone. So the easy 5-3.
That was a nice play by Hagel. He got it on the in-between hop there where he had to get it between the high hop and where it comes and bounces back at you. Did a good job. Looks a lot easier than it is, but it is a tough play to make.
C.G. Schoaf singled his last time at the plate. 1 for 2 tonight, trying to work on that 158 batting average.
Had a quick shot at Hagel there. There's a nice play at third.
Coon Rapids infield has played much better than the first time we had them on NCTV, where they committed 5 errors against Spring Lake Park. Still almost came back to win that game. They talked about clutch hitting. They had the bases juiced for John Young in the bottom of the 7th inning, trailing 14-11. They just were unable to come up with the hits. Schoap to Hagel again. He'll rock and fire and pull Tinter off the bag, but nice footwork of getting the tag on Schoap.
Excellent job by first baseman Tinter. Play once again looks easier than it is. You got to catch the ball and then try and find the runner and tag him. Nice play on both ends there.
Also can be a dangerous play as well. You get that first baseman in the line of fire. Here's the replay, and Tinter with a nice job to apply the tag on Schoap. So 2 away, and number 32, the second baseman, Brian Bomstad, will step up.
He's 1 for 2 tonight. Hopped out in the third, and had an infield single in the first.
So we'll see what he can do. Came in the third and runs scored in the conference.
Slow off-speed pitch there by Whalen. Missed outside.
So 1-0 the count. Bomstad's got some power. He's got a home run this year. Took that one up high for a strike. 1-1. Gave home plate umpire Ray Bakke kind of a glance, but he's not going to say anything.
No.
What good would it do him?
Exactly. Al Bomstad tried to duck under that pitch. That was right at the letters. Good call.
Curveball hits the front of the plate.
Hey, right back into the stands.
And it jumped the fence, squirted through an opening, and someone in the crowd made a nice catch.
It's the old 58-foot curveball there. Hey, there you see him.
There's the crowd. Someone in that crowd has that baseball. I wonder if they'll return it.
They have to. They have no choice.
Fastball hits the outside corner of the plate, and there the ball is thrown back into play. Somewhere, he threw it right back into the field of play, and time will be called. So the mystery fielder returns the baseball. In the meantime, the count on Bomstad is 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody has scored. Jason Jorgensen and Phil Albert along with you as we've seen a pitcher's duel so far. And we'll see what Bomstad can do.
Curveball missed inside on that pitch. That'll run the count full.
In this inning, just like last inning, Whalen having trouble with the curveball.
Yeah, he should come right after him with the fastball. Challenge the hitter, see if he can hit it.
3-2, we'll see if Bomstad gets his pitch. Whalen unloads, makes contact, drives it foul into right field. This one also is out of the park. Not a lot of foul territory, especially as it angles off toward right field. A little more foul territory toward left.
But still not much room out there.
And that, of course, will benefit the hitters. Because I'm sure if they pop one up, they want to see that get out of here in a hurry.
Oh, yeah. See a lot of body English up there when they hit those foul balls. Full count now. Here's a pitch. Oh, nice.
Solid contact in the left field. Well, Young, he runs in on it, caresses it, makes the catch. And as we go to the top of the 6th inning, our scoreless game continues. You're watching high school baseball on NCTV, Channel 33.
Welcome back here to the Blaine Baseball Complex here at Joe Quinn Field. We're at top half of the 6th inning, tied. Pitcher's duel here. Score is at 0-0. Leading it off for the Cardinals will be the center fielder Mike George. He's struck out in both of his plate appearances. Llewellyn has been cruising so far. A little trouble last inning, but got out of it. Here's a pitch high and outside. Missed it, ball and 1. Line up in a pitch. Ground ball down third baseline. Off the base, fair ball. Rounding first, he'll take a big turn, but he'll stay there with a big, nice single there for George. He breaks out of it here.
So the third time is a charm against Llewellyn. Hey, if it's hit to the third baseman, hit it off the bag. And Chris Levin's got to feel sorry for him there. You know, he was in excellent position to make that play on that hot smash, but had to go off the base, and a runner's aboard.
Nothing you can do on that one. Now Fruland will be up, the designated hitter for Coon Rapids. Llewellyn checks the runner, looks at the sign, and throw to first. Back in time. Kind of a soft toss there, just to let him know he's watching.
It's important as we get to the later innings to keep those base runners where they are. So one run could be enough in this one.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be. Got to keep him honest there. Don't let him get an easy stolen base. That pitch just barely missed outside by Llewellyn.
And Llewellyn being the left-handed, that will help him keep the runners closer at first.
Exactly. Swinging a curveball, goes over towards the Coon Rapids bench. And George will advance to second base on the wild pitch. Nothing at all you could do there. Woodman just kept it in front of him, but it bounced off to the side. Looked like it hit some of his equipment and took a funny hop. So George moves up to second now. Coon Rapids got a runner in scoring position here with nobody out in the top half of the 6th.
Same scenario we saw last inning. Only with 2 runners on and no outs, Llewellyn was able to fight through it. I'm Jason Jorgensen along with Phil Albert. Glad you're joining us for this one, and as it has been a dandy so far.
I'd be surprised here if we didn't see Fruland, but although he is a DH and third hitter, he's probably not used to it, but you got to get that runner over to third, and there it is. Ball's in the dirt, kept it in front of him. Nice job again by Woodman, keeping that ball in front of him. It's one of his strong suits.
And he's had a lot of practice at it. I think that's why he's so good at it. Games we've shown earlier this year. One time when number 16, Rob Sater, who has not played tonight, was the pitcher against Rochester Mayo. He was having all kinds of control problems. Woodman really had to go to work that day. In fact, he caught one in the chin as it bounced off the front of home plate. But he's able to tough it out and play the rest of the game.
A little chat between the catcher, Woodman, and the umpire there. He was questioning whether or not he offered at the bunt. Back he said no. So the count is now 2-1. Runner on second, George. Fruland is at the plate.
With the right-hander up there, it might be a good time to try to steal first, but I don't think you do it with only one, with no outs.
Swinging a bad pitch there. That one was in the dirt. Count is now 2-2. Llewellyn got bailed out on that pitch. Good job again, once again, of Woodland keeping that ball in front of him. Woodman.
Has very good feet.
Yes, he does. Get that feet moving, get that body in front of the ball. It's the best weapon, not the glove. Keep it in front of you. They ain't going to go anywhere. Now the 2-2 pitch. Ball outside. He ran a count full. So now a big pitch here for Llewellyn. He's quick to the set and the pitch. Swung on and missed. He looked like he got him on a curveball.
And the reason
pitch.
Ben Fruland is so upset with himself, he swung a ball 4.
Yeah, he swung at a couple of balls there in that bat. Usually what you do is go up there, you look for the fastball. He doesn't throw you the fastball. You kind of got to let it go.
Llewellyn's tough enough without helping him out here in the late innings of this one.
Now stepping up to the plate, big first baseman Matt Tinter. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Fly ball to right field. And a single to center. To center field. Llewellyn now looking into sign, checks the runner on second, kicks and fires, swung on and missed. Man, it looks like these Coon Rapids hitters are like seeing something else up there. They're way ahead of that curveball.
Yep.
They're looking fastball all the way, and they swing at a curveballs.
And Llewellyn knows exactly where to place it on the outside corner of the plate, kind of in that hazy area. He spins back and he bluffs George back to second. Kind of in that hazy area. As effective as he's been, you don't want to lay off something because it may be a strike.
Exactly. I mean, this kind of pitch, you can't sit there and look as they did earlier in the game. They get called for the strikeout looking. And you don't want to do that. You want to get up there and make sure you get your cuts. So Llewellyn checks the sign once again. Comes to the set. Looks at the runner back, second, line up in the pitch. Ball missed down. Count 1-1. Llewellyn again not trying to waste any time, but Tinter is trying to waste some time here. Look at the Blaine coach, Lowell Cutchess in the dugout. Back to Whalen now. He looks in at the sign, he's ready to go. Checks the runner again in the pitch. Strike on the outside corner. So again, that expandable strike zone comes into play.
And that's a good idea by Tinter taking his time. Llewellyn likes to work fast. This taking the time, that could get him out of his rhythm.
Try and bust up that pitcher's rhythm. Get him so that you have the advantage. Tinter takes his time getting in. 1-2 pitch here. Ooh, got him with a high, looked like a fastball.
The high heat. He didn't want to lay off it. Gave him a couple curveballs, and then when it mattered, came in the high heat. And that is the high heat on Tinter, who stands at 6'5".
Yeah, that was up near the chin on that one. Now, 2 outs now, runner on second. George still on second base. Coon Rapids unable to move him anywhere with 2 straight strikeouts. And again, Llewellyn showing how good of a pitcher is. He gets in a jam, he goes to the strikeout again. Now stepping up to the plate, the catcher, Sean Wilson. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Reached on an error to the center fielder. That mix-up between the center fielder and the second baseman. And also with a fielder's choice. 6-5. Line drive, foul down the third base line. Count 0-1.
Well, Coach Jerry Coe of Coon Rapids has been talking and spoke to some of the players earlier in the year about clutch hitting. Well, this is a time for the senior, Sean Wilson, to step up and get a clutch base hit. Depending on how hard it's hit down the line. Take a look there, Jerry Coe. You're talking about clutch hitting. This is the time. Man on second, 2 outs in a scoreless game.
And yeah, I mean, Cole couldn't ask for anybody else to be up there. He had the 3-4, and now the 5 hitter up in the order. That's what they're there for. They're supposed to be the pressure players and knocking the big runs. So now Llewellyn comes to set. Fastball missed low. Didn't miss by much. Count is 1-1.
Here we are, 6 2/3 of the way through this game, and Llewellyn still throwing very, very hard.
Yeah, it's like he hasn't let up since the start of the game. Still got that good fastball going for him. And then you got to watch out because he'll snap the curveball off on you and you'll look like a fool. Comes to the set and the pitch. Strike at the waist. Count now moves to 1-2. And you need gonna need a big 2-strike hit here from Wilson. Coon Rapids looking for somebody. Everybody's looking to each other to come up with a big hit. Somebody's got to step up for them.
For the type of hits they got last year, they have not been able to get them this year.
Oh, he went on a high fastball. Boy, excellent job of pitching there by Llewellyn once again. So he ends up striking out the last 3 batters in the inning after giving up the leadoff single. So a score after 5.5, still 0-0. Excuse me, after 6.5, pardon me. We go to the bottom half of the 6th. Coming up for Blaine will be the pitcher, Troy Llewellyn, right fielder Ryan Riley, and the catcher, Ryan Woodman.
I'm surprised there at the Coon Rapids hitters there. You had Wilson up there. He struck out on basically the same pitch that Llewellyn was able to get Tinter out on, that high fastball. They didn't want to lay off it. You would think if you're on deck, sir, you might watch something like that and make sure you're not the victim of the same pitch.
It's a big difference, though, between on deck circle and the batter's box. I mean, but still, you get up there, he had him eating out of his hand all game long. He struck a few guys out in the curveball, then he comes back. You're looking 1-2, 1-2. You're thinking curveball. He comes in and rings a fastball at you, and you're way behind it. We take a look at the big crowd here for the Coon Rapids Blaine game. They got their money's worth. They didn't pay anything, so can't go wrong. But they are here for watching an excellent ball game. Classic pitchers duel. I'm sure some of the students don't care for it, but a lot of people like to see a pitcher's duel every now and then.
And it's good to see in that crowd a lot of students. A lot of times for, baseball at some schools is not the major sport, and the participation by the crowd, it really helps the players. I mean, they appreciate that, seeing people in the stands.
Exactly. I mean, there's nothing better than hearing, fans cheer for him when you get a hit or whatever. Once again, we're here at Blaine Baseball Complex here at Joe Quinn Field. I'm Phil Albert along with Jason Jorgensen. So we start here at the bottom half of the 6th inning. Whalen starts him out with a curveball in the dirt. The pitcher Llewellyn is now up. He grounded in fielder's choice in his last at bat and got a base on balls in the first. Fastball in there for a strike. Count even at 1.
And we'll see if Llewellyn is able to outthink his counterpart here, Jared Whalen.
Two guys going head-to-head here tonight.
They both have an idea of what Whalen wants to throw. I'm sure Llewellyn would like to get inside Whalen's head and know what he's going to pitch and expect something and get the bat on it and get himself on base.
Do too much thinking, though, you forget to swing. And strike 2 there on the outside part of the plate. It's quickly ahead 1-2 now.
Here's a chance, as you can see here in high school baseball, where pitchers usually will hit for themselves. Llewellyn could really help himself out here.
Yep, off the handle, fouled it straight back. Count remains at 1-2 here.
Llewellyn has been struggling at the plate, only batting 158 this year. Be an excellent time to raise that batting average.
Yeah, Blaine Bengals have to have some of their big guys bust out of it here. Shope isn't exactly tearing up the leg, although he did have a base hit his last at bat. Here's a little shallow fly, Texas leaguer behind second. Nice play there by the second baseman, Jason Flippin. Backtracking is once again a lot harder than it looks. Couple steps back, backpedaling, make sure he didn't run into the center fielders like what happened with Blaine earlier.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. They played it right.
Yeah. Second baseman took charge, let him know that he was going to get it. Now stepping up plate, the right fielder Ryan Riley. Slow curveball missing high and inside for ball 1. Riley struck out in his first at bat and flied out to right in his last. 0 for 2. Kick and fire. High fastball.
And it really would have been important if Llewellyn could have got on base, because he's the leader on this team in steals with 4. Now you erase that possible base running threat.
As both Coon Rapids it hasn't been the problem getting the runners on, it's been moving them. Whereas Blaine just is having trouble getting guys on besides the walks.
Blaine had their one opportunity with the bases loaded and 1 out.
Pop up right back at us here towards the Coon Rapids dugout. Nice play by the catcher, Wilson. One heck of a play there as he was sliding right in front of his own bench. Got some help from his players. 2 out here in the 6th.
Good concentration, too. You're running back toward the fence. A lot of times, you might be worried about where the fence is, running into something, getting yourself injured, but heck of an effort by Sean Wilson.
Excellent play by Wilson. I'm sure he got a lot of help from his players on the bench, letting him know he had plenty of room. Now Woodman will step up, the catcher. He's done a good job tonight keeping the ball in front of him. At the plate, he walked his last at bat and grounded out to short in the second. Taking his time, trying to drag out the inning a little. It's gone a little quick for his liking. Swidman takes his time getting to the plate. Whalen kicks and fires. Ball low and outside all the way to the backstop. Get a good look at Whalen there. A fairly big-sized guy. Classic pitcher mold there. The big legs. Kicks and fires again. A hot shot towards left. That's over his head. That'll bounce all the way to the wall. He's rounding first. Stops at second and a stand-up double for Woodman, the catcher. Nice piece of hitting there. He sat on the fastball after getting ahead in the count and drove it over the left fielder's head. John Young, excellent piece of hitting there.
Playing way too close. They did not respect Woodman one bit as the senior comes through with the 2-out double.
And now, just like that, Blaine's got a scoring opportunity. Once again, we see the courtesy runner in. It's Joe Nicholson, once again, the young shortstop. Now stepping up to the plate for Blaine, designated hitter Bill Miller. He's 0 for 2, 0 for 1, struck out looking and walked.
If you're Wayland, this is the last guy in the world you want to play. He's a leader in the conference in batting average. He has struggled tonight, but he is due.
He's got to come through for him now. They're looking for that big hit. Both teams are. As Wayland steps off the rubber. Looked Nicholson back at second. Now he's ready to go.
Wayland,
checks the sign, comes a set.
Wayland does not want to run this count full because then Nicholson could get the advantage.
Oh, there's
a
shot to left field. That one's way back. Way back. It's gone. A home run for Joe Miller. Oh, did he get all that fastball? And just like that, the Bengals take a 2-0 lead here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Joe Miller.
Bill Miller with his first round tripper of the year comes at the most opportune time with Joe Nicholson on second, and it gives the Bengals a 2-0 lead. He crushed it.
Oh, he got all that. Excellent shot by Miller. He waited on the fastball and got it right on the beefy part of the bat. Knocked it straight over the left field fence. Get another shot at it here. See Wayland come to the set. Oh, he got all that when he got a fastball up above the waist, and that was well gone.
That was the second batter in a row to just be way out ahead in the pitch. I wonder if Wayland's slowing down maybe a little bit here.
Yeah, looks like the fastball's lost a couple of lost a little something on it. So he comes back with a curveball here to Mac Lennox. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He had a pair of walks.
And that just continues to be the type of season it's been for Coon Rapids. They're in a close game. A guy at second base with 2 outs, and you know, what's the chance of Miller stepping up to the plate and knocking it out, and it gives Blaine the 2-0 lead.
It's just like that, man. It's all it takes. It's the story of the season, like you said, for Coon Rapids. Comes in with a pitch there, right at the knee, strike 2.
You know, it would be really tough for Jared Wayland to go 2 straight games. First, he has a 6-hitter. He loses against Osseo 3-2. Now he's in danger if Coon Rapids can't score in their last at-bat of pitching another complete game. That would be the 6th complete game for the Coon Rapids staff and possibly get the loss.
Yeah, it would be a tough break, but Coon Rapids got their last at-bats yet, and don't count them on it. Oh, a slow changeup of some off-speed pitch there. But Blaine does the damage with a 2-run homer by Bill Miller. We'll go to the 7th inning with a score. Blaine 2, Coon Rapids nothing.
We start the top of the 7th inning. If you're just joining us, Bill Miller just cranked a 2-run, 2-out homer over the left field fence, and that gave Blaine a 2-0 lead. And Coon Rapids is down to the last 3 outs. Number 24, the second baseman, Jason Flippin, will try to get something going. First pitch of the inning is a strike.
That's going to be awful tough. You have to get 2 runs against Llewellyn. You got the bottom part of the order coming up for the Cardinals. He's been tough to hit all night.
Fastball outside, 1-1. For Coon Rapids now has gone 13 innings without scoring a run. They came into this one having only scored 1 run in their last 14 innings, and the streak continues tonight.
That's 1 for their last 20. That's tough. You can't win many ball games scoring 1 run in 3 games.
And they had their opportunities against Llewellyn. They just were unable to capitalize. We'll see what they do in the top of the 7th inning. Swing and a miss, 2-2 the count. Flippin has already struck out once tonight to Llewellyn.
Hate to sound like preacher here, but his fundamentals will kill you every time. Inability to get the runners over and get them in. Hey, he takes a high curveball, slaps into right field for a base hit.
A Shope unable to come up with a catch. So maybe Flippin has something going here with the soft liner in the shallow right center.
Just what the doctor ordered for Coon Rapids. They had to get the leadoff hitter on here. Start believing in themselves.
And that has not happened a lot tonight, getting that leadoff hitter on.
No, it hasn't. And up will step the big right fielder, Josh Langfeld. Tonight he is 0 for 2 with he's 0 for 2. Ground out to the second baseman, and ball hit to right field, and they reached on an error.
Good timing for Coon Rapids to have the left-hander up here in the late innings against Llewellyn. and he can get a better look at it. Some of the Coon Rapids right-handed batters have.
They've had a tough time trying to hit anything here against Llewellyn so far. So he gets set and fires.
Swing and a miss by Langfeld. Down on the count, 0-2. But remember, he had Flippin down on the count. Leave 1-2, or 2-2, and he let him go.
Exactly.
So he doesn't want to do the same thing and let up here on Langfeld. He's quite capable of tying this game up himself. Fastball outside.
Good spot for that pitch there. He came high and outside. See if he'd chase a high fastball like other Coon Rapids Cardinals hitters have during the game. But Langfeld, good patience and laid off it.
Good job of Woodman to keep that ball in front of him. As I don't think Llewellyn wanted it to get that far outside. And Flippin could have very easily raced up into scoring position.
Once again, he tried to have high fastball, and Langfeld laid off it. Good discipline by the hitter.
Count 2-2. See what Langfeld can do against the left-hander Llewellyn, and time is called.
Looked like catcher Woodman was calling for a changeup there, but Langfeld stepped out of the box. Leadoff single here in the 7th by Flippin has got Coon Rapids hopes up here.
Llewellyn would love the bouncing ball to short, and that will work as well. The strikeout. One away.
Came after him, 3 straight high fastballs. Laid off the first 2, but went after the 3rd one.
Just time and time again. This is the 4th time for these batters seeing Llewellyn.
Yep.
And they still have not been able to get a read on him. So with 1 out.
Up steps the left fielder, John Young.
John Young, who was victimized by playing in too close. This one, hot shot at field, will bobble it, but makes the out anyway. So 2 outs. As Young, he was up there doing what you should do. In the top of the 7th inning, your team down by 2 runs. He was swinging away. Maybe not on the first pitch. But in any case, he moves Flippin up to second. And Garrett Hagel, now he'll be pinch hit for.
Pinch hitting for him will be number 26, Nick Larson. Hagel did not do very well against him, or against Llewellyn early. He was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
And they send up the left-hander.
Wilson takes a curveball for a strike, or Larson takes a curveball for a strike. 0-1.
Well, Llewellyn is, as we've documented, a very good strikeout artist, but here's Nick Larson, who's 3rd in the conference in strikeouts with 20. Swing and a miss, he's quickly behind. So Coon Rapids down to their last strikeout. Last strike here and their last out. We'll see what Larson gets. High heat, and he laid off at 1-2.
Who would have thunk it? He came with another high fastball.
Kind of been his bread and butter in the later innings.
Yep, he starts him out with the curveballs and then starts bringing the high heat at him. Tough pitch to lay off if you're a Cardinal.
Curveball swung and just barely kept it alive. That was almost the ball game there.
Yeah, he barely got a piece of it. You could hardly hear it. Umpire right on the play made the right call. 2 outs here. Top of the 7th inning, 2 strikes. Missed outside, looked like a fastball.
So 2-2. Deuces wild here in the top of the 7th. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men out. A man at second base. And Larson is up there. Swing and a miss. Struck him out to end the inning and to end the game. And how fitting. Troy Llewellyn, who mowed down the Coon Rapids lineup all night long. Coon Rapids now goes 3 games with only scoring 1 run. The final, Blaine prevailed thanks to the strong pitching of the left-hander Troy Llewellyn. Blaine wins it 2-0. We'll wrap it up after this on NCTV Channel 33. We're back here at Joe Quinn Field at Blaine and the Bengals. We just witnessed them shut out Coon Rapids 2-0. And our player of the game, it was a tough one, Phil, either between Bill Miller, who came in and had the dramatic 2-out, bottom of the 6th inning home run, or Troy Llewellyn, the pitcher, who did one heck of a job tonight as he handcuffs the Coon Rapids lineup.
Yeah, he only had 12 strikeouts tonight. That's it. He gave up 4 hits and 3 errors by the Blaine Bengals. We decided to give him player of the game because he kept him in it for most of the game.
Troy Llewellyn is in that mess of players right there in the middle.
Number 43 there.
Blonde-headed kid, and he did a heck of a job. This would be his 2nd best pitching performance in terms of strikeouts About a week ago, he struck out 13 in a 6-2 loss against Stillwater, but the results were different tonight. Coon Rapids was unable to get anything on the board. Blaine kept it close. Miller came in with a dramatic home run, and Llewellyn improves his record to 3-3 in the conference.
Yeah, just like we said earlier in the game, the lack of big clutch hitting from Coon Rapids. They had a lot of times where they had runners in scoring positions, runners on with nobody out. They couldn't move them up. Lack of getting the fundamentals done cost them the game tonight. When you only give up 2 runs a game, you got to give your pitcher a W, and that's been killing them all year long.
Coon Rapids record, they dropped to 4-9. Blaine improves to 6-6, looking for a nice seed when the regionals and playoffs come around. For Phil Albert, I'm Jason Jorgensen, and for the entire crew tonight, thank you for watching high school baseball on NCTV Channel 33. Once again, our final, Blaine 2, Coon Rapids nothing. Until next time, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you on our next production.